how much water do you really need for cabin living, and how much will you really use? We'll be discussing that next. Howdy everyone, it's Desert Horizons, AZ Off-Grid Unplugged. The cabin, the trailer, RV, living, whatever. This segment is going to be about how much water do you really need for living off-grid, and how much will you really use over the course of a year, say. A lot of that's going to depend on where you live. Here in the desert, actually, I think I need less water than you do other places. Bear with me. Depends on what you're going to do. I mean, if you're going to be growing a huge acre or 2 acres crops, then you're going to need a lot of water. But if what you're really thinking about doing is making enough food to, because you like the garden, keeping yourself clean and all that sort of stuff, watering a few plants and trees around the house, and bathing, of course, and then drinking. Out in the desert where I'm going to be, there's no way I can have a 1 or 2 acre garden. There's no way I'd ever be able to have enough water, even if I had my own well. So that's not what my intentions are. I'm not intending on growing a big garden. I'm planning on doing container pots and raised bed gardening. So my water consumption will be much less. I haven't quite figured that out yet. But again, like I said, I mean, if it's for a tree, one that's already established, if I give it 5 gallons a day, that's only 1,500 gallons a year, or 1,600 gallons a year. That's, not an ungodly amount. I'd be able to get that off of a rain harvest roof, more than that, in a year, in the desert. I should have about 1,000 square feet set aside for rain harvesting in the desert, which gets about 10 inches a year, maybe a little bit more. I'm not worried about the water out there, but again, I'm trying to figure out how much water I'm going to need. Everybody keeps saying, oh, you need to have a well on your property. You need to have a lake on your property. You need to have some water source. Well, my water source is going to be a 3,000 gallon cistern of fresh, drinkable, potable water. Figuring that if we both drink, even if we both drank almost a gallon a day, that would be each 300 gallons a year. So it's only 600 gallons a year for the two of us. A little bit more, a little bit less, depending. So that's all we need for drinking, and then it's just for bathing and clothes washing, and then, like I said, the gardening. So it will not be an exorbitant amount that we need. So we'll start out with 3,000 gallons, maybe get another cistern. But then with the water that we get off of the roof and off through our wash, I'm going to be building a berm across there to be able to get the water deep enough to throw a pump in there to pump some water into probably another cistern for the not so clean water, not potable water. So it's like I said, it depends on if you're planning on doing a big garden, then yeah, you're going to need a lot of water. I'm planning on doing small gardening because I'm still going to be going into town. I'm still going to be buying my water from wherever. I'll have the 3,000 gallon cistern full for in case SHTF. That's the only time I'm really going to be concerned about how much drinking water I have. And at that, if we have only 3,000 gallons and SHTF hits, you can guarantee we can cut down on our water consumption. At that 3,000 gallons would last each of us last the two of us at least 10 years. So, and hopefully by then we'd be able to get some more rainwater. We do have Berkey water filter or purification system. We have, I think, enough filters for about 12,000 gallons of clean water, depending on where the water comes from. But we're all set up. I think we're all pretty much set up on clear water. But like I said, you just need to figure out what it is you're going to be growing. I can't grow nothing. I know that for a fact. I have a black thumb. Except for those Chinese evergreens, I've never been able to grow anything. And those plants that they grow inside of malls that are still there 10 years after the mall has been abandoned. They don't need any care. So yeah, I can grow those. So I'm going to have to, like I said, I'm going to have to be going into town and buying my groceries as much as I can. I'm going to be supplementing it with, you know, whatever I can grow, mainly just chilies, tomatoes, onions, and potatoes. I mean, that's really all we're going to be able to grow out there in such sandy soil out there. So I mean, you know, so it's just an eye-opener thing when you actually do the math. 300 gallons a year? That's nothing to get 300 gallons, you know, per person drinking water. And then any excess that we get from the rain collection will go towards everything else. So that's my take on it. You guys have, if you have any other suggestions or ways to argue about that, different viewpoints on that, feel free to leave them in the comments. You know, subscribe to me, please. Like, comment, share. Again, this is Desert Horizons, AZ Off-Grid, Unplugged, the trailer, the cabin, the RV. Bye.